Included in your package is your main MOLLE panel, your side mount, and your top mount. The hardware that's included are 2 aluminum spacers, 2 long M6 bolts, 4 1/4-inch bolts, and 6 washers. The tools you will need is a Phillips head screwdriver, a small flathead or pick, a ratchet for any sockets, a 10mm, and an HW4 Allen socket or wrench. The first thing we need to do is combine our 2 panels. Taking a 1/4-inch bolt and washer in your hand, slide the panel underneath and install your bolt into the threads. Repeat this for the bottom step. Next, we're going to install our top mount. Notice the position that we are installing it so that it goes the right way. Once you got it in place, put your washer on your bolt, put it through the mount, and thread it into the insert. With all 4 bolts in, we can now tighten our screws and get ready to put the panel in the 4Runner. With our screws tight, we're now going to prepare our 4Runner. Starting in the back mount, use your flathead screwdriver and remove the plastic cover. Then, using your 10mm socket, loosen and remove the bolt. It's best to use an extension as it can be hard to reach. You can also use your Phillips head screwdriver to get the bolt out if needed. Set that black bolt aside, we will be using it later in the installation. Next, we're going to remove our coat hook. Simply turn it clockwise and pull it out. Then grab your Phillips screwdriver and remove the bolt that's behind it. Next, we're going to remove our top hook. Simply squeeze the plastic cover and pivot it down. Then, using your 10mm wrench or ratchet, remove the bolt. You will not need this bolt or hook for the remainder of the installation. Now we're going to put in our panel. Take the bottom edge of your MOLLE panel and put it on top of your fender well and pivot the panel up into position. Grabbing the 10mm bolt that we took out earlier, go ahead and place that into the top of the mount. Leave this hand tight for now. We do need to make an adjustment later. Next, grab your long M6 bolt. These will be black. Put on your washer and grab your spacer. Put your spacer in the hole of the plastic. Push your bolt through the mount, through the spacer, and thread it into position. Again, we are leaving this hand tight. Grab your remaining spacer, put it into position. Again, grab your bolt with your washer, push it through, and thread it into position, leaving it hand tight. Now we're going to use our 10mm and tighten the panel down. But first, we need to slide the panel all the way towards the front of the vehicle. Once it's in position, use your 10mm and tighten your top bolt. The next 2 bolts are going to use your HW4 Allen key. Tighten these down and lock your panel into position. With all your bolts tight, your panel is now locked into position. Next, we're going to assemble our optional MOLLE tray. It comes with 2 main panels and a center panel. You're going to need an HW4 Allen key. You will get 18 washers and 18 1/4-inch bolts. To begin our installation, we need to attach one panel to our center mounting bracket. We are not going to attach the other one at this time. It will not fit through the rear opening. Place a washer on your bolt and thread it hand tight into position. Repeat this for the 3 positions that are flat on the table. Next, we're going to put our 1/4" bolts on both ends of the panel. As always, put your washer on your bolt, put it through the holes, and put it in hand tight. These holes are slotted for adjustment, but we're going to do that adjustment once we're in the truck. As a reminder again, with all your hardware in place, do not torque anything down. We will do that once the panel's installed. Before we can install our MOLLE tray, we need to put our seats down. This will give you all the room you need to move around and get your tray installed. Now we're going to put our tray in the right position. Notice that one hole is near the edge and one hole is more towards the center. The hole towards the edge needs to go towards your back door. Grabbing 2 bolts and 2 washers, get them prepared, and we're about to put our panel up. Putting our close hole towards the door, we are going to line it up with the threaded insert that is already in your MOLLE panel. Put your bolt through the hole, get the panel in position, and thread it into the threaded fastener. This is probably done best with 2 people. However, as you can see, it can be done by yourself if needed. After putting our 2 screws in hand tight, let the panel rest and grab your other panel. Again, putting the hole closest to the edge forward, slide the MOLLE tray into the mount. Grab your screw and your washer and put them in hand tight. With the 2 panels hanging, we are now going to grab the rest of our bolts and our washers. Starting with the sides, put a washer on your bolt and thread it into the threaded insert. Starting on the ends, we put in our bolts, which will help stabilize our MOLLE tray. Do this for both the back and the front. Now we're going to put our 3 bolts into the remaining flat positions. With everything in, we can now start to tighten all of our bolts. We're going to start with our flat bolts, and then we're going to finish with the side bolts. The final step is to tighten our 4 bolts connecting our tray to our MOLLE panels. That completes our installation for today. Please check out CaliRaisedLED.com for all of your off-road and lighting needs.